Opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or messages posted in chat are strictly their own personal views and do not reflect the views of Bolin Services, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit organization, nor does it reflect the views of the sponsors of this program. Political commentary, if any, are strictly personal opinions and should not be construed as endorsements of or opposition to any political party, candidate, or voter initiative by Bolin Services, Inc. This audio-visual presentation is copyrighted by Kenneth W. Bolin. No rebroadcast, retransmission, simulcast, or other distribution of this video or the audio associated with it is permitted without the express written permission of Kenneth W. Bolin. All original content on this presentation is owned in full and solely by Kenneth W. Bolin.
Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Star Maker Bolin Show. Or it's the Bolin Alley. Or it's Kenny and Friends.
Well, Kenny and Friends.
Can't be that.
Or Kenny and not so many friends.
Kenny and the couple of people that show up. Kenny and his fans. It might be those things, but it's live.
It is live.
It's interactive. You, the audience.
You, the audience. You control it.
Tonight. You control the subject matter.
You do.
Control the flow of the show. You will control the length of the show. That I promise. You
absolutely will control the length of this show tonight. I do not know anything. Go ahead.
I'm Bob Hazelwood. That over there is Kenny the Star Maker Bolin. And we are thrilled to be with you tonight from the fabulous
Bolin Studios. Freshly rebuilt by a team of people that ICE would not like, but they got it done. A lot of hammering, a lot of sawing, a lot of glue.
We said, hey, the ICE guys are on the way.
Well, I stepped out around here in this neighborhood over here in the Cherokee Triangle. I stepped out on the porch and I said, hey, get you goddamn, you're going to melt in this neighborhood because ICE melts in the hot Cherokee Triangle. You're not welcome here. Get your ass out of my neighborhood. And then my neighbor stepped up and ICE left. ICE melted. And my team slapped all this together. Little Elmers, a little crazy. Those are glues, by the way. And the studios could not be looking better. Now, I got to ask you a question. I noticed when we were about to go live and I'm backstage and you're on your side of the living room and I'm on mine. And, of course, we're going to look at each other like it's Crossfire. You know, this Crossfire. Bob Hazelwood, how dare you? And then we point at each other like on Crossfire on CNN.
You remember the McLaughlin report?
The what now?
The McLaughlin report.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
goes back. Kenny Bolin
goes back a ways, but I remember that. And did you tweak the lighting? Because I noticed when we first went up, your side of the room was way brighter. I thought you had an 8,000 halogen bulb hanging over your head. And then as the thing goes on, I brightened up. So did you do some adjusting?
Second was I was going to try to use a background
green screen.
Oh no, just a towel over the back of my chair so that but it actually made it worse because.
Well, you see what I got on mine? I got a blue shirt dangling over mine, so the white chair does not show up.
I need to
but there's actually a dark blue shirt behind me. Yeah, now, if I went with black, that would have probably been smarter. There's like 9,000 black shirts in this house.
Well, so I have a black chair, and you still can't see the chair.
Goddamn, you're right. You're right. So even the black chair does not prevent that from happening. But if you put a green blanket over it, what would that do? Because I have a big green screen in the...
I need to check because I believe we have some green.
I'm going to have to try that too because the only thing green in this house I have is my Miami Hurricane jacket and my green screen. It's a velvet green screen, and but I think I only used it once or twice because it's such a pain in the ass to set up.
They are.
And speaking of pain in the ass, somebody better speak. Somebody better speak because we 9:04. We're here till 9:35. Because we've done a little preamble here. We're here till 9:35. We got to make at least $60. And I'm going to make a quick appeal out there. Bob, did you see that Eunice has set up a fairly decent little business there in the Philippines at age 18 and a half?
Yeah, really.
Well, fuck, she's going to be 19 in November 29th, so it's not even 18 and a half anymore. She's got a decent little idea. I helped them get a refrigerator. I went halves with them on it. They haven't had a working refrigerator in 3 years. So I went halves with them on a refrigerator. And then Eunice, this is all her idea. She came up with an idea to make frozen popsicles. What the hell else is going to be a bigger seller in 103-degree humidity and weather than popsicles if they can afford them? The only thing I tweaked, she wanted to sell them for 5 pesos each. And then we did the math, and I said, well, honey, you're not even doubling your money and not even factoring in your time, effort, and electric bill to freeze those pops. I said, but we can do 10 pesos. That's 5 for $1.
Yeah.
That's 5 for $1. And, you got 4 kids. You come back with $1. All your kids get a popsicle. And so she agreed. She thought that was better. And I said, instead of doubling your money, does that triple or quadruple? Help me on the math there.
Right. Yeah.
Almost quadruples her money. And because we do got to factor in the electric bill and everything with freezing the pops and all that.
You know what else they might do is get some of those little ice trays, right? And then just freeze all those ice trays up and sell ice.
Selling ice might not be a bad idea. Selling ice. Not like the ice that showed up here to try to prevent all this from happening. This is
the
Whole different ice. Whole different. Look who's in here. After a long, she has heard about me having to block about 5 people that she didn't get to get in on it. She didn't get to put the boots to them. She felt bad about it. She's angry. You mean you got to put the boots to 5 people and I didn't get to? I'm the boot kicker around here, is what she said. And but a quick shout out to Joanna. We've been a little bit of help to her recently. She needs a little bit more. Joanna's kind of new. Has 3 of the most beautiful daughters you ever saw in your life that range, God, I think they're 14, 16, and 17, I think. Beautiful young ladies. And a little boy that needs some denture work real bad. We got Yay Ling's dentures done. What do you think of her? I sent you what I did, the AI shit, and then now she's really got them done. She's got her real teeth.
Nice.
And we got that done for $50-$60. And they pulled out the 4 bad ones, put in 4 new ones for a little 10, 11-year-old girl. And so we're very happy. We're going to try to do the same thing for Joanne's son in the near future. And he's got it worse than what little Yay Ling had. I mean, when he smiles, it's, the kid would probably like to have some teeth. Nothing wrong with that. So anybody that would like to help spot Eunice, and I've already done it today, and this is above and beyond what we do here. So I'm talking to the Randy Satterleys, the not the Sanford Suitors, that's a whole nother guy. The Jeff Sanfords, the Donald Flowers. Yeah, the guys that are normally stepping up and doing good things. Michigan Mike, the guys that are normally doing good things for us. Jazzy Jana's been a little tight lately. We're not going to ask her to go above and beyond, but I know she loves Eunice. So if she's got an extra 20 and wants to help Eunice out, I ain't got no problem with that. But we also desperately need to raise about 60 to 80 in here tonight to help some people that just need some quick food services, some rice, whatever. We're not covering any roofs tonight. I'm waiting for Scaramucci to get back from Hong Kong, and we're going to do something much bigger. To what level, I don't know. Bob has made a beautiful 3-minute video that I've already sent to Skybridge, his offices. Christy already has it in her possession, and we're going to get that out to some of the big boys. And so whatever Scaramucci does, if we can get an Andrew Yang, a Mark Cuban, or whoever else he knows that's some of the heavy hitters that have a little compassion for people that are less fortunate, so he won't be sending it to many extremely right-wing Republicans, I can assure you that. Is that a political view and statement? Well, we ran the label, so we're good.
Not a position taken by the...
Not necessarily. And then sometimes I hear from the sponsors, well, yeah, necessarily. So, but we won't reveal that. But Bob has done a beautiful job putting this, helping my team put the studio together there with some of the fine art graphics and all that. And between the time he bitched about it and actually did it, it's really turned out pretty good. I like the crossfire look. I just saw that picture of me looking over here, and you guys said, no, we got to have the crossfire look.
Yeah, the problem I have with this is that I need to move my camera. Because your screen's on the other side, isn't it?
My
monitor's right in front of my camera right now.
I think it always has been, I think.
I have to kind of do the
side yeah. Well, that's
what's going on. So.
What I'm doing right now, I'm looking directly into the camera, which is off to the far left, which is exactly where my camera would be. You're a centralist, so yours is kind of dead smack dab in the middle. And then if I was going to look to the extreme right, well, I don't look over there often. I don't like the view. I don't like the view of the extreme right, so I don't look over there much.
Use my Insta 360 to.
By the way, Jambi Carrico, real quickly, Jambi Carrico, I sent your snitch money. Your water bill is paid. Snitches might get stitches. They also get their water bill paid.
Exactly.
So there you go. There you go. So thank you. We appreciate that. Bob is the MVP. He did an amazing job.
So
he did an amazing job.
This works. I'm gonna
TC from the NC. How you doing?
Backwards.
Oh, you got something. You got something different you're gonna try?
See, yeah. So what I did is I flipped the video on the camera.
Hi, oh, by the way, real quick, I got a shout out to Cheska. Cheska, how you doing, sweetie? We love our Cheska. She's such a little sweetheart. I did help her a few days ago get some additional food, and she told me she hadn't eaten in 3 days. I wrote her and I lit her up. I said, Cheska, why the hell? She says, Kenny, you help so many people. I don't want to take any food out of anybody's mouth. I said, but no, when you haven't had food in 3 days, we have to put food in your mouth. no matter what we got going on here, I'm not letting a 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old girl, high school girls, kids go without food. We will find $20 to put rice in the house.
Sure.
So no, Cheska, if you're out of food, and she told me she hadn't eaten in 3 days. And I looked at her, I saw a picture of her, I said, damn, Cheska, you're looking thin. She said, well, I don't get to eat much lately. I'm trying to find a job. I just moved back home, and food has been rare. I said, well, no. Tell me. So I sent her 1,100 pesos to get some rice. Well, I wish I could have sent her more, but she did good. She sent me a picture of everything she bought. But now for Cheska, and then now, obviously, if 30 of you hit me up at once, there's not much I can do. There's been some of you I've had to tell, I don't know how you're eating before me, but you got to figure something out. I can't do it on call with no notice on electric bills, water bills, and food every time. But when I got a girl that ain't eaten 3 days, she gets top priority. So, and that's why we help Cheska out. You're welcome, sweetie. Thank you for watching the show. I appreciate it. All right. Bobby, before I rudely interrupted you with feeding Filipinos.
Yeah, you'd think that like a show that takes donations to feed people would actually talk about feeding people.
You think they would. You think it'd come up every now and then.
So, Kenny, if you wanted to see that video, let me see. I think I should be able to show it.
Oh, yeah. If you can show that, that'd be great.
Let me see.
That would be great if we could do that.
Let me check and see where I have it stored.
Now, Billy Sellers could really put us in great position tonight. Billy Sellers, if you remember, back on August the 29th, said that he was pledging he was going to pay the $199 on April the 3rd. Well, I'm not April 3rd.
And I didn't even say anything about it.
You didn't say anything? You didn't say anything?
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe I needed the naysaying.
So September the 3rd came and gone, and we didn't get it. I wrote Billy and said, hey, if you've sent it, it didn't go through. He read my messages, and he didn't respond. I wrote him today. I said, well, we're now a day later, and it's now September the 4th. We still don't have your pledge to make up for what happened the last time. I said, if you would like your autographed John Cena poster and the various other goodies I was going to send you, plus a bonus picture free of charge for my appreciation for you getting up to code in good standings with the show, I'll get you your autographed John Cena poster at a $100 discount that came from the approval of John Cena Sr. And the other picture that you wanted, and your Bolin Services Incorporated dog leash. I told you I'd take care of y'all. So he's read my messages several times, and he hasn't responded. I smell a fish, and it's not alive, and it's dead in the water. So prove me wrong, Billy. Prove me wrong. But today's the day. No excuses, no bullshit. And because you're fucking with our people when you do that. Because they're expecting me to get that money to be able to help them again. And I've already used the money you pledged once, and now I'm using money you pledged twice. So, Billy, I really need you to come through with what you said you would do. Because if not, my patience will then run thin, it'll run dry. Because as Bob has told some of our Filipino families and others that participate with this show, we understand that you need the money, but when you lie to get maybe twice the money, 3 times the money, 5 times the money you're entitled to, and no, it didn't put you in the Taj Mahal, no, it didn't put you in a fancy apartment in the Philippines, but you lied, and some of you did, and that's why you're blocked, and that's why you're at least on a 90-day suspension for lying to us. And I'm sorry, you put yourself in that position by thinking you were smart, by having 5 people in one house with 5 different Gcash accounts try to get money from us. And yeah, I'm sure it helped you. And I don't regret putting you in a better situation, but you don't lie to us to get it. We might pay your water bill and your electric bill and get you food if there's enough donations. But when you do that, putting it politely, you're fucking somebody else over. And that's not good either. So that's why we had to do that. Dave, is Martinez in here? With no badge, of course, Davey. Well, we haven't seen Dave Martinez in quite some time either. Dave, we could really use your help tonight. I mean, we beg you to get a badge every time you're in here, and you never do. But we could really use your help tonight. Because Billy Sellers is supposed to be making a $199 donation. I've written him several times. He's read the messages, and he's not responding, which tells me Something could be happening, and nothing good. So let me go to my email, so I'm not lying about the situation. Well, shit. I got to find my inbox. Hang on. Where's inbox? Take over for a second, Bob.
Well, I'm going to show this beautiful bean footage that we have.
Before you do, we got 2 donations in the house. We have a $10 donation from the United Kingdom from Robert Palmer. Came in a little bit earlier today. I wanted to make sure to get that in. And the first donation in the United States tonight is TC from the NC. So that's 20 of the minimum 60 we need. And that's on top if Billy Sellers honors what he said he was going to do. But fans, I'm telling you now, you're not going to fuck with me twice and you're not going to lie to me twice. So Billy has to the end of this show to make good, or otherwise I'm done. Because I ain't playing that shit no more. I even made Billy some nice AI pictures to make him look almost as cute as me and Bob. Almost. He's not quite there. But if he uses those AI pictures, he might get a date. See, he'll be working the people that are working him then.
He might catch some catfish.
It's fair ground. It's fair ground. Dave, you going to do anything for us tonight, or are you just going to talk with Jazzy Jana tonight? So, it's easy to ignore me when I'm asking for money when Jazzy Jana is not. So True. We got that going for him.
So we need Jazzy Jana to ask for money.
So only 1 donation in the United States so far. That is from TC from the NC. If Billy Sellers comes through with the pledge that he made several days ago, that's going to put us in much better shape, without a doubt. I mean, I guess if he doesn't come through, Billy will be blocked for life, and I'll ask Anthony Scaramucci to make up for what he did not do. And so we're going to get the money one way or the other, but it needs to come from the guy that pledged it. Definitely need some money. Times are hard for me. Yeah, well, I got a joke that I can't tell, so we'll just move it on. By the way, Cincinnati Reds, I will be checking them out later tonight. And I wrote John Sadak of the Cincinnati Reds. He and I have become pretty good friends. He's the lead announcer for the Cincinnati Reds. And by the way, he's a big Roman Reigns fan, Bob. So you know how I know?
Come on the show.
Well, I've invited him to come on when the season's over, but it will depend on his NCAA schedule, because he also calls college basketball as well. Like Tom Brenneman and Marty Brenneman used to do, especially Tom Brenneman, excuse me. And so he is invited, and I'm really hoping we get him on at some point before spring training starts next year. And I think he might, as long as the Reds don't have a problem with it. I don't know if they control where he can go and where he can't. But they're not going to send him to a bigger, more knowledgeable Reds fan, so I hope they let him do it. What was the... when a certain pitcher comes in from the bullpen, I've noticed John Sadak on just about every baseball game says, he's taking the mound, acknowledge him. And I'm going, oh, we got a Roman Reigns fan here. We got a Roman Reigns. So I wrote him today. I have not heard back from him today because the Reds had a tough one last night. We were up 5-0 on Toronto. They come back, and I asked him if they were pumping helium into Great American Ballpark, because balls have been jumping out of Great American Ballpark. So-so on the Reds' part, but my God, Toronto's got about 4 players, and I'm sure Bob is about sick of Toronto himself. They got about 4 players on that team that if they came up, they're going to hit a home run. And I say that, why didn't we just walk them? Because one of them hit 3 homers in one game, Springer. The Springer guy has just been killing us. Yeah. And why didn't we just walk them and count on a 5th guy to hit a home run instead of the 4 that are killing? Walk in a run instead of a grand slam or a 3-run home. Just walk. I've seen that happen once.
Yeah, Barry Bonds was actually
intentionally walked with the bases loaded. I knew it had happened. Got a trivia question for you, Bob. And I'm going to be anxious to see if you know this or not, because not a lot of people know this. All right. Do you know why? And I forget. I know it goes back to the days that I used to watch the Cowboys on national TV all the time, the 4:00 game or the Monday night game on national television. Do you know why the Dallas Cowboys almost always, until recently, wear white jerseys at home? Do you know why?
The blue jerseys were cursed. There was an actual curse on the blue jerseys, and they basically never won a game with the blue jerseys on. And so that's what I thought, but that's the wrong answer. Well, it's the real answer, but there's another answer too, apparently.
Do you know what the other answer is? Because it's the real answer.
Because
this was before the curse happened.
Yeah, I was thinking because the NFL wanted the Cowboys to look like the good guys, all in white.
That's actually not a bad guess, but the ownership of the Cowboys at that time, back in I think it was the late '60s, when they started doing this, or maybe even the mid '60s, I forget. And Jerry Jones didn't own them then.
That would have been Clinton Murchison back.
Okay, whoever the whoever the owner was of the Cowboys in the middle to late '60s, decided that Dallas looked much crisper and more visual on a black and white television wearing those white jerseys than they did the blue jerseys. Mm-hmm. And he thought they looked better on television. So part of your guess was kind of right about look at the white jerseys look good. But he thought they looked better on a black and white TV because color TV was kind of rare back then. Sure. We didn't get our first color TV till 1972 when Johnny got out of prison. He went down to Western Auto and financed a 25. Not a live one, and he financed a octagon screen, and that's 8-sided for those of you that didn't go to high school. An octagon 25-inch console. The screen had 8 sides. Do you remember seeing anything like that when you were a kid, Bob?
No.
Oh well, we had one. And it was made by Motorola, and my dad got a job at a place called Southern States. It was a feed store, I guess, so he could feed the cows he was stealing, because Dad was sympathetic. And but he worked at a feed store for several years, and he went to Western Auto and financed this octagon-shaped screen, Motorola color TV. Do you know how much it cost in 1972 for a 25-inch color TV?
$79.
Higher, $599.
Well, it's not a bad guess considering I'm thinking $1967 or whatever it was.
Well, 72. When Pox got out of the pen.
Well, when he had the stolen cattle, he had old money that he stole them.
That was but it earned interest. When you get sentenced to 8 years in the state pen, that money compounds daily. You know that.
Yeah.
They said, "My God, Bolin's talking finance. We're going to learn something tonight." David Martinez. We were told last administration put us. See, we would actually read your shit if you'd get a badge. That's kind of the rules of the show, but you never do that because I guess you're independently poor. I don't know.
Yeah.
David, are you gonna Are you going to help us out tonight or not? Now, the last time he was, I think he actually donated a couple months ago. I think he donated $60. He donated 30, and then he felt a little bad for somebody, and he sent 30 more. So I remember that, Dave. But we need help tonight. That's old money. That's Johnny Rising money you got in your pocket. Johnny Rising money. And and if anybody out there would like to help Eunice with her business, if 3 or 4 of you came up with $20 for her to really get her business off and running, give her plenty of money to buy the supplies and everything she needs, that would be a huge help to her. But the only way you get your questions posted and answered is if you spend $3 on a badge. We've covered that on here. And if it's that fucking much trouble, I don't know what to tell you. You're here for a reason. I think you're here because you get entertained, you get some knowledge, we educate you, we smarten you up a little bit. And so we're hoping you work with us tonight, David. And unless you've got a reason you would like to write me in here as to why you think you're too good to get a badge, because I'm pretty goddamn sure you got $3. But the rules are you got to have a badge to get your questions posted unless you're Filipino. Now, I see your last name, and I don't have a lot of Filipino friends named Martinez. So we'll leave it at that. All right. I've done all I can do to shame him into doing something, so he either is or he ain't. So let's continue to move here. Right. Michigan Mike, if you're out there tonight, we could really use your help. You told me if, but apparently you went back to Vegas or something because I haven't heard from you in 10 days, something like that. All right.
We need to get Coltrane to go out and visit another Arizona ranch.
Yeah, apparently we do because they're not that far away from what I understand. So yeah, we might need to
check maybe.
Something needs to be done because he's not answering his co-host either. So I'm somewhat concerned, but anxiety and depression is a weird thing, and You know, about apparently 80% of the country deals with it. I've been very fortunate. I was told that ass whippings and being poor made me not deal with anxiety and depression. So, and because that was the answer to everything in an ass whipping, which I got plenty of, most of them for no fucking reason. And I just learned to deal with shit. But many people of today, and I think social media has caused a lot of the world's anxiety and depression.
Sure.
Because if you read shit about yourself that you don't like, or people fuck with you, and if you have any level of success, people get jealous and want to fuck. I can see how people can let social media get to them. I can certainly see that.
They're addicted to their phones, so they're doom scrolling all the time.
Bob, when I sit out here, Bob, on my porch with no phone, I almost never take my phone on the porch with me except to record the rain this morning because I wasn't sure it was rain. I hadn't seen it in so long. Everybody walking in this beautiful neighborhood, one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Louisville. And the leaves are gorgeous and the little breeze and the 70-degree. And nobody isn't enjoying what's going on. They got their fucking phones in front of their faces, not seeing 2 feet in front of them. Or they got their headphones on talking to somebody. Okay. But they're not enjoying, they don't enjoy their neighbors. So a few of the neighbors actually stop and talk to me while I'm on the porch. Oh, I'm shocked you don't have a phone in your face. I'm shocked your headphones on. I wave to so many people that don't see me and don't hear me. So I'm talking to my neighbor Joshua the other day, as I'm talking to other neighbors that have stopped by to visit Chairman Meow Meow. And they're out there, and Meow Meow, they visit Meow Meow for 30 minutes. And I'm sitting out there talking to him for 20 of those 30 minutes. And so Joshua comes up, and I say, hey, Joshua, hey, how you doing? So I'm trying to talk to him. So the cat petters have walked on. So I'm still, and Joshua's out of my vision. He's on his porch. And he's got that great big ass porch. He's probably got one of the best porches on Cherokee Triangle. And, but he a lot of times does not come off as the friendliest guy in the world. He's the one that waited outside one night with a nightlight wrapped around his head to catch Scooby peeing on his wall, which is 92 feet long. Mm-hmm. And Scooby went over there across the sidewalk and peed on his wall. And he was furious. And he asked me if I was going to put a stop to that. And I leaned over across the porch to look at him with his headlight on his head. And I said, yes, Joshua. And I leaned back and he says, Kenny, I leaned back, are you going to stop this or are you being disingenuous? I said, disingenuous, Joshua. And I leaned back. And so we didn't say a lot to each other for several days after that. And then finally he came over, knocked on my door, and he jumped off the porch to go down to the ground. And so I opened the door, and there he stands. And I said, well, Joshua, the door's up here. What can I do for you? I think we got off to a rough start a few days ago. I said, yeah, I think we did. And I said, what do you want to do about it? Is it okay if I come up on your porch and talk to you? I said, you came up on the porch and knocked on the door. Am I in any danger of physical harm if you come out? I said, depends what you say. I said, have a seat. So I stepped out.
It's easier to smack you if you're sitting down.
Lottie, if you sit to my right, this is my backhand. If I ever do the Abby Phillips show and sit next to Scott Jennings, this is my backhand. So, Randy the Macho Man, what do you think about Mark Henry taking up for Rampage Jackson's son? I hadn't heard that.
Well,
and a lot of people are doing shit to get clicks. And I don't know if Mark is one of the... Mark normally is not that type of guy. I'm not taking up for him because he streamed backstage what was going on. If that had happened in the OVW days, if you're backstage and you're streaming live the bullshit going on backstage, Danny would have threw you out on your ear. Jimmy Cornette would have threw you out on your ear. I didn't have the authority to throw anybody out of the building, but they would have backed me up if I had of. But I would have been expected. Kenny, you knew they were fucking streaming that shit backstage and you didn't say anything. I'd have fired you too. That's what they would have said to me. You're back here in your goddamn phone streaming shit. This is a fucking business, not a goddamn entertainment stream for you. And I did see, and I want to point this out. There's a lot of people out there that like to call themselves professional wrestlers. I don't know that anybody on that show, other than unless Rikishi was there, should be qualified to be called. Bob, give me the definition of a professional. What are you? What's your profession, Bob?
Your living at something.
At whatever it is, whatever Jazzy Jana does.
As a computer systems engineer.
You're a professional IT guy. Would that be accurate?
Engineer.
I'm a professional sales and marketing guy when I haven't been in professional wrestling. When I got in professional wrestling in 1987. I was not a professional in wrestling because it was a hobby, as Dutch Mantell pointed out to me in 1995. It was a hobby until late 96 when I actually used my sales and marketing skills to make money in the wrestling business. When they would threaten not to pay me a certain amount for a show, I don't give a fuck. I'm making $4,000 a month advertising this fucking company. So I don't give a fuck if you pay me my $75 or not. Because they would try to threaten me with that 70. They didn't realize how much I was making in commissions, selling advertising, and making money for the company. And when I proved to them, I'm more valuable to you than any fucking wrestler you've got. Because you've been here for years, you've been here for 10 years, and you haven't made any goddamn money. But now that we have a little bit of a television show, and I'm selling banner space and personal appearances, and recruiting WWE people to come here and do big-time appearances, which I get 34% of that, now we're fucking making money. So who's more valuable? Threaten me with a $75 payoff in E-Town when I'm making over $4,000 a month selling advertising. So you have to make yourself more valuable to the company. And in this day and age of AI, lots of people are telling me that they're scared AI is going to take their job. Well, I can see it because I call a lot of hotels and I have to bullshit AI people. This is Steve from, what can I do for you? And I know that's fucking AI, but I got to talk to the fucker like he's human, to humor him until I get the answer I need, and then I hang up on him and get a live person on the phone. But you have to say certain shit to get the live person. And today, me getting live people profited me $250 for complaints I had. But the only way I was going to get those refunds is to get live people on the phone, and I made $250 a day in refunds. But if I had to deal with AI, I wouldn't have got shit. So, what's Jesse Jana saying?
Jazzy Jenna is saying, I hate that everything is online now. Let me just work in peace and collect my check and go home.
And go home. I hear you. That's kind of what I try to do. Work from my home. I've got the easiest job in the world. If my boss knew that, he'd freak. I hope he ain't watching the show tonight. Did you get the new dog? Well, I don't know because you don't have a badge and you haven't made a donation. So I don't know. It's a question I cannot answer because you're refusing. Randy Macho Man Satterley with a $20 donation. So we've now made 40 of the 60 we're trying to get. Technically, we really only have 2 more minutes to make that last $20. Is anybody out there going to at least get us there? Because Billy Sellers ain't showing up. Oh, no. Billy Sellers is apparently pulling his shit on me again.
Let's go ahead and show that video.
Yeah, let's show the video. We need $20 more to stay longer because Bob and I are going to be watching the Cowboys. Bob, are you, before you show the video, are you just that fucking sure the Eagles are going to jolly stomp tonight, or are you? Give me your prediction. I'm going to predict the Dolphins are going to go. If Tua stays healthy, we could go as good as 11-5, 10-6 at worst. If Tua's not healthy, there's not much on that bench, and we might be goddamn lucky to pay $500 ball.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
Well, I can't answer that question, David Martinez, because you won't get a $3 badge and you won't make a donation. So that's the rules of the show, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy, David.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys can go 10-6. I think it's going to depend on a lot of things going right.
That would take some things to go right to go 10-6.
Everybody's staying healthy, right? So if everybody stays healthy, I think they can go 10-6. They won't go 10-6 because it's a 17-game season now.
So David has gambled our money away tonight. David is the Coltrane. David's the Coltrane of the chat room. If Sanquon gets 90, he can donate. Well, don't tell us because Bob and I are trying to feed people instead of watching the ball game and betting our hard-earned money on a fucking ball game. It's not what Bob and I do. Now, we got another guy. Oh, the Coltrane wrote me and said he probably wasn't going to make it tonight. More storms. How many times can your shed get blown down? Once it's blown down, ain't it down?
Well, it blows down, then he pushes it back up. Then it blows back down again.
By the way, I want to tell you what some of our sponsors have done for me today, and a couple of places. I can't mention their names because they told me that they'd get in trouble if I did. A box dinner from Jimmy John's again tonight. I told them I wasn't going to eat it on the air because I wasn't sure how long we were going to be on. But the good folks at Jimmy John. But what is in here is cookies, some chips, and a spicy Italian wrap. And they loaded me up on cookies tonight, too, so we got to like that. So the only way, David, so in other words, your financial situation is so tight that you've gambled so much money that you don't have $3 to get a badge. So at least you look good when you're in here and that we can actually interact with you and chat with you and post your comments that cost $2.99 a month. And you can't help these people starving because you gambled too much money on a football game. Is that what you're telling me, David?
That's less than 10 cents a day.
I am not trying to hurt your feelings. You're hurting mine. That you would put yourself in such a situation that I have to count on a fucking football player to rush for 90 before you'll help out with a few bucks to help these kids eat. Who's the bad guy, me or you, David? And I shouldn't even be talking to David because David refuses to get a badge. There's Edge. There's Ed. Boy, we could use his help tonight. It's the second best. Well, who's the first? And then I'll tell you. And then I'll tell you why he's not.
Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
Well, he was pretty good. I can't argue with Humperdinck. Edge, being as no one else is doing shit. Edge, and I know you got some shit going on too, Edge. But Edge, do you have $20? Oh, you're full of fucking shit. He is nothing but a fat jowled fucking coattail rider is what he is. And I like Paul. Imagine what I'd say about him if I did. I like Paul. I've had dinner with Paul. I've worked with Paul. I was here when Paul Heyman ran off Jim Cornette. The only reason Paul Heyman was sent here was to run off Jim Cornette. And so Jimmy acted like he could get along with Paul Heyman. They posed for 2 pictures together. I think I got one or both of them. And but no, Paul Heyman, and he would have to agree with me on this. Paul is the greatest manager who got to the WWE who was allowed to coattail ride off other successful people. He might have elevated some of those that were already reasonably successful, established, and were making millions of dollars in the WWE, like Seth Rollins, who I was going to name Jack Double Barrel Cannon. I almost had him before he made it to the WWE. Imagine how successful Seth Rollins would be if he was Jack Double Barrel Cannon, managed by a midget named Cannonball. Imagine how successful he'd be then. But Paul Heyman is the most successful coattail rider ever. Second place, Cornette didn't do bad coattail riding. Didn't develop anybody. Oh, he had that great company. That company lasted 3 years before it went out of business. And it was bankrupted by Jim Cornette. That's an actual fact. That's not me making up shit. That's not me spreading hate. It's a fact. He bankrupted them. He had a team, and he's never had an original thought or idea in his life. Tell me anybody he managed, any ideas he had, and I'll tell you who came up with them first. I did that with Bill Apter. Years ago, 2012, 2013, when me and Jimmy were friends, I had to tell Bill Apter he's a coattail rider. He's never been successful. He's great at and he's a good talker, thanks to me, because he couldn't say shit if he had a mouthful when I knew him. So thanks to me, I elevated him. And when I got into podcasting, I was doing that 2 years before he did. But because of his established worldwide fame, he's done very well, thanks to me, because he used to laugh at me for doing podcasts, told me I was a mark. I shouldn't do such a thing. Then he laughed at me for selling merchandise online. Well, where's that going now? Then he laughed at me for selling headphones. Who's doing that now? Then he got into that business himself. My idea. So Paul Heyman is a great coattail rider, and there's many people that agree with me on that. But when it comes to developing talent and producing talent to go to the WWE, I'm the best there's ever been. And remember, Jim Cornette's wife had the same goddamn opportunity I had. She was there at Davis Arena every week, just like me. The only person she put in the WWE. And Batista will even tell you what got him into the WWE was feuding with me and Bolin Services. Because he wasn't, he had the look and everything. And of course, their intentions are to get him there. But they were going to cut John Cena. So if you think they're going to cut John Cena because they didn't think he could work good, what do you think they were going to do with Batista? What do you think?
Batista's a muscle guy, though. That's Vince's kind of body.
Well, John Cena doesn't look like spaghetti strands either.
No, but he
he didn't back then either. And we've had some beefy motherfuckers down here that got cut. So we had a few. Adam Copeland, if that is your real name. So let me see if anyone's done, because play the video, and by the time we get back, we'll know what we're going to do.
All right, here we go.
Adam didn't do anything. Man.
You know, that doesn't touch your heart. That's the stuff that these folks live in every day. I mean, the roof leaking when it rains, obviously, isn't an everyday occurrence, but it rains nearly every day.
Every day. Jen wrote me and needed transportation money because in Metro Manila, they had raised the transportation price from 150 pesos for her to get to work. She's the one that we spent a lot of money on to get legal and certified and everything to be able to get a new job that pays 850 pesos a day instead of 200 a day. And she's trying to go to work, and she had to work the first 2 weeks for free at her new job, training. The Philippines got some serious fucking scamming going on over there. And she said the water is waist deep. So transportation went from 150 pesos to 450. And she couldn't get to work, and she was scared she was going to lose her job. So I sent her 1,200 pesos so she could get to work for the next 3 days while that flooding's going on in South Metro Manila. And you know, do I have a shitload of extra money laying around here? No. But we do the best we can. And that little girl that you see in a lot of the videos represents like 5 or 6 families. Because that little girl is the only one that speaks good English enough to coordinate with me what everybody's going through. And like I said, that's what they do every day.
Yeah,
they deal with that.
Even the picture of her, she's so excited there to get the shoes. But I included that because you look, there's the shot as they turn off of, you know, she step aside, and it shows you that absolute squalor that they
Billy, thank you for showing up. I don't know if you saw that video, but I need your help, and I need you to honor what you said you were going to do, and I hope you do that. So, like I said, that video, if that don't touch the heart of some of these multimillionaires that we're sending that to, that is in Anthony Scaramucci's office right now, and he's going to get that out to some. And it probably touches me more because I deal with these people every day. I get all the letters, and I want to help them all, but you can't. You just do the best you can. And I cried the first time Bob made the video. And I'm the one that deals with them every day. And like I told everybody, my fucking worst fucking day would be their best. Their best ever. They would kill to have my worst day. And most of you don't know. You just ain't got no fucking clue. And that's why I'm snapping at Dave Martinez a little bit that, well, if this guy rushes for 90 yards, I'll donate. Fuck that shit. And pardon me for getting angry. I'm sitting over here on fucking disability and not living a goddamn life of luxury. Yeah, compared to them, I am. Bob added up how much money that I've given away in the last, 14 years. No, he didn't add up what we've given away in 14 years. He added up what we've done just in 3 years. Over $35,000. Some of it yours, a lot of it mine, a lot of it Bob's, some Coltrane's, and then people like Edge Copeland and various others that donate in here. Shit. I know you're an honor student, honey. I saw your plaque, and you're welcome. And yeah, honey, there's some bad people. I don't even want to say bad people. There's some manipulative people that are trying to get me to help one family 4 and 5 times. And I know that's not your fault if this is actually you in the room. But I saw your documents, and I know you're the one that I normally talk to. I think she's like 15 years old, and she speaks the best English and represents so many families. And Eunice trying to get her business going. And fucking 18 and a half years old, and she's trying to work with her mother to give them a better life. And so she can pay for her own gas and go back and forth to school and pay her fees and shit like that. And that's why I'm asking a few of you out there, if you got an extra $20, help the kid with her business. I mean, if we can get $100 in her account to where she's got plenty of money, we got her own Gcash account set up that her mother set up, a corporate account. I didn't even know they had such a thing. I know you are, sweetie. I know you are. And her pictures in a lot of those videos. You're about to be world famous, honey, because a lot of wealthy people are going to see your video. And I hope it touches 3 of them the way it touches me. Because if Anthony teams up with 2 or 3 other people, we might get to the point where I don't even have to ask any of you tightwad fucks for money. And maybe the guy doesn't have to rush for 90. David, I'm anxious to see you respond to what I'm saying. I'm anxious to see. Well, we got her. Oh, I had somebody write me the other day. An old friend of mine. An old girlfriend I used to date years ago. And then she saw, like with a lot of you, I send you pictures of what's going on here. I send you the people that need help. Logos of the show. How she says, Kenny, you don't understand. And this girl's Indian. She came to this country when she was like 15, 14 years old. She's Indian. She was adopted by an American family. And she says to me, and she's in her mid-30s now, she says to me, I don't care about foreigners. I don't care about Filipinos. I don't care about helping people. I only care about me. And I wrote her back immediately. I said, no. I'm sorry I ever dated you. I'm ashamed that you would have such an attitude. And you're not my kind of people. She writes me back real quick. She says, well, life and people change. I said, and you change for the worst. You change for the worst. You go associate with people like you. Do not associate with me. Kenny, I don't always watch the show, but I always come through when I do. All right. Well, get it back. Is it asking me too much, David? You see me crying my fucking eyes out for these people. Is it too much to ask you to get a $3 badge where it looks like you give a shit about the show? Because that's what it tells people. And Billy Sellers, who doesn't have a badge tonight either, and I know he knows how to get one. Is it too much to ask to act like you give a fuck about the show and what we do? That's all I'm asking. Bob's video must have triggered something because we gained 10 viewers. Or maybe it's bad at halftime. I don't know. But I get it. And yeah, I pointed out that you came through the last time. I don't know why you don't watch the shows. I think we do a fucking good job over here. There's not a lot of live interactive. It will shoot you straight and tell you what's what and what's not. Jimmy Cornette ain't going to do it. Clay Conrad ain't going to do it. What's his name? Clay? I don't know. Conrad Dobler. Conrad Dobler. That's who it. There's a name you won't hear anymore tonight. So here's but David. It touches my heart when I see you all go through the trouble to get a fucking $3 badge. Because out of 10,000 subscribers, there's under 60 of you that have a badge. It's well under 60, and we'll just leave it at that. It's well under 60 of you that give enough of a shit to get a badge membership, because that money comes in at the end of the month on the 21st of the month. And if we're struggling for money to help these people, there's a little surplus coming in. Yeah, they take 30% of it. But at least it's something coming in. At least it's something. So, yeah, I'm giving you some shit over saying I'm not going to donate unless Saquon is that his name, Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
Unless he rushes for, does he play for Dallas?
No.
Or is he an Eagle?
Eagle.
He's an Eagle. I forget. All right, well, good. Well, I hope he rushes for 90 yards. I really do. But that doesn't determine, because Bob wrote me one day. He says, Kenny, I saw what the donations are. How in the hell did you send out $160 when we took in 40? I said, well, Bob, we're going to hope the next show is going to do better. We've got some pledges. We got this, that, and the other. And I'll get my badge.
So you guys that make the pledges, I mean, we spend that money based on your pledge.
100% of it, which I proved to Anthony Scaramucci. I said, no, we're not a fucking 10%, 20%, 50% charity. It's 100%. And we can do that easily ourselves. Me, Bob, Carrie, who helps us with the homeless division, and my son are the board members. And we can easily distribute $50,000. And another reason we like staying in that range, we get to file postcard short form taxes. Now, if we go above that, we're going to have to file long form, and there will have to be some administrative fees, but it ain't 20%, 30%, 50%. You know, somewhere between 10 and 20% should handle the administrative fees if we get big time, 100,000, 150,000 a year coming in. Yeah, that will cost them administrative fees just in, what do you call it, Bob? What do you call the people that kind of watch the numbers and see how you're doing?
Accountants.
Accountant, yeah, there you go. Easy enough. Tell I've never had one. Somebody asked me who my accountant was. I said, me. I'm my accountant. I have to track the numbers and see what's going in and what's going out. Now, so Billy, when will you be making your pledge? And are you still going to, and please don't lie to me, because you and I are good as long as you're honest with me. So you'll get your badge tomorrow. Well, there's $3. Are you still good for your $1.99 either tonight or tomorrow? And you got your fucking phone. So it should be pretty easy to do now if you wanted. You got PayPal. So, Billy, the next comment I want to see, I want it to be from you. And are you good for it? And if you are, I'm going to trust you at your word. And I hope you do it tonight. But if not, I know you're on your Amtrak train and all that, which costs $20. When I get back to okay, all right. I trust you, Billy. I'm going to trust you. Because we need you, man. We need you. And I hope you saw that video. And any of y'all that watched that and didn't at least shed a fucking tear, I don't know what you're made of. I don't know what you're made of. So, David don't like dealing with me too much. No wonder he doesn't like watching the show. Let's see. Bob, what do you think of the old original logo? What do you think of that?
You know, obviously I'm a little biased towards the one that I made. But
by the way, well, I like yours too because it's easier to see, as you can tell on the show. By the way, let me check. I got to make sure. I could be wrong. TC from the NC was so touched, he donated another $15. So where does that put us?
Well, that puts us at $55.
55. So he wanted to put the heat on somebody, didn't he? Well,
yes.
The heat was put on a guy who, by the way, let me point this out. I watch on Thursdays. It's my free day. Okay. Well, comment on Thursdays. And Dave, can I get a pledge from you? Can I get a pledge from you? Not only for a donation of when you can. Can I get you to get a badge? And now, and here's what I'm going to say. If $3 keeps you from paying your bills every month, keeps you from eating, don't do it. As a matter of fact, don't even donate. If $3 or a donation hurts you that, but I remember you when your heart was touched, $60 came out of you. Because earlier in the show, it didn't look like you had any intentions of donating anything whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, you do $60. And I greatly appreciated that. And I put you over for it. And I put you over the following show. Hey, man, look what Dave Martinez, he didn't have a badge, but look what he did. But the badge means a lot to me. And I appreciate you watching Thursdays. But if you're watching, say something. It's like when you see crime going on. If you see something, say something. If you're in here, say something. I'm not going to ask you for a donation on every show. Well, maybe I will. But Jazzy Jana, my sweet friend, she doesn't donate every show. Sometimes things are a little tough on her, or she's got other responsibilities. But normally once a month, Jazzy Jana makes a nice donation, just like you did. I hope to have my laptop and phone tonight. Okay, Billy, good enough. So, Billy, what you're telling me is that you will honor your pledge. Is that what you're saying? And just give me a yes or no. If you're going to honor your pledge, you and I are good. Your posters are right over here by the Milk-Bone Dog Biscuits. You can't see them right now. Your posters and everything, they're boxed up, ready to go. All I got to do is slap a shipping label on them. Your dog leash, you're ready to go. There you go. Well, Billy, I'm going to trust you at your word. And I hope you had a good time. And I don't want to talk. Billy, I hope you have a good time. I've never got to ride on a train. Bob was scheduled like 2 or 3 times and never got to go. I'd love to do that. That sounds like a blast. So I'm happy for you. I'm glad you got to do it. But yeah. Billy, here's where you upset me today, Billy. I wrote you several times. I made you those. Did you like the AI pictures I made you? And just say yes or no. I made you some AI pictures. And but Billy, when I write you, just wanting to know where we stand and how, because all you had to do, Kenny, I'm on a train. I can't take care of you today. Well, I'll take care of you. That's all I needed. I just needed to know. But I was in limbo, and now I'm in limbo with my people. Well, I'm glad you did. I'm happy for you. Did you like the pictures I made of you? Because I sent them to Bob. Bob was jealous. He said, "God damn, Kenny, he's better looking than we are now. He can actually fool the people that try to fool him." So you can get them back. You can get them back now, Billy.
There you go.
Yeah, they were cool. I've been busy. I'm sorry. You weren't busy enough to read the message. Were you too busy to hit cool? Thanks. That's all I needed. A little attaboy, as Rodney Dangerfield used to. Just give me an attaboy. Let me know. But I'm glad you had fun, Billy. I really am. We will look for your pledge tomorrow. And that pledge is going to help a lot of people. Because even though I wanted to reimburse myself from what I spent the first time, I'm all right. Scaramucci is going to do something good. I don't know what, to what level, but he's going to do something, and he's going to lead us to some people that I think, if I sit here and deal with these people every day and I cry my eyes out watching that video, I have every confidence that somebody out there is going to say, God damn, how many fucking millions of dollars do I need? You know, what can we do for him and his people? Anthony, you're vouching for him? Well, I've done a show 10 times. I've got his 501. And he said on the show last time he was here, Kenny, that 501c3 wraps a label of approval or something like that. You might remember exactly what he said. It wraps a label of an extra
it's
layer.
Like a legitimacy, right? It's
a layer of legitimacy to what you're doing. You know, you can say you're doing something, but when you have that and the government went through the time, effort, and trouble in your state, because if you'll remember, broke-ass Barkley swore to his trolls over on that other network that I would never see that in my life. He's never going to get one. Now, Barkley wrote me privately, and I've got it saved. Yeah, Kenny, I was dead wrong on that. Well, why don't you come on my show and tell everybody you were dead wrong? Billy, don't you dare ruin that fucking game. Don't you dare ruin that game, because Bob and I haven't watched it yet.
So, David, yes, we do have an extreme member. We don't have any ultimate extreme members.
No, we don't have any ultimate extremes. But here's the thing I need to point out, and let me check. I want to make sure this is correct. Making sure we do have another donation. So technically we're going to be here. Well, we've already been here over an hour. But Edge Copeland, who's getting ready to have a baby later this year, who's got some medical issues he's got to pay for, has donated $40.
Thank you, Edge. $95 for the month.
95. So I appreciate that. And then if with Billy's pledge, if he comes through with his pledge tomorrow, that'll get us close to 300 total.
Sorry, we're not allowed to disclose our numbers.
Yeah, we're not.
We have some,
and Dave never has answered me why he won't get a badge.
The majority of our members are members at the.
Yeah, oh yeah. Most of them are cheap little bitches and get the $3 badge. But if they just spent $6, there's some great shows that are hidden. Honky Tonk Man, Cena Senior, I think, on a couple. We got a ton of celebrities. Some of the Scaramucci shows, they're there waiting to be seen. A lot of you've never seen them. And if you had a $6 membership, $7 membership, you could see them. And if you wanted a phone call from me once a month, what's that membership? Is that the $19 one? If you got a measly $19 membership, I will let you give me. Well, I don't let you call my phone number, but I'll let you Facebook Messenger me.
A monthly video chat up to 15 minutes.
Up to 15 minutes.
$20
for a fucking $20.
You know what?
The greatest manager in history. Yeah.
What's your cameos cost, Kenny?
My cameos are $50. Well, at one point, no, my cameos are $75. At one point, they were $999 because I wanted to cost more than the Undertaker. Well, $999.99 is as high as I could go. Undertaker had some fucking deal where he was able to raise his to $1,200. So Undertaker's cameos were $1,200. Mine were $999.99. No one ever bought one, but that's what the price was. And but I think my cameos are either $50 or $75. I tried to make them reasonable.
So for less than half the cost, at least, I mean,
yes,
$20, you can get a 15-minute live interactive chat as opposed to a one-time.
Once a month, talk about whatever you want. Want some inside information? There you go.
You want to know what's really going to happen on Raw next week?
Billy, if I wanted to know it was a tight game, Billy, don't you say another word about that ball game. Not another fucking word out of anybody about the ball game. Please. And if there's anybody out there that's watching the show either live or on Memorex, people are like, oh, what's Memorex? If you're watching live or on Memorex, if there's anybody out there, if 3 or 4 of you got an extra $20 to PayPal me, Cash App me, Venmo me, whatever, Let's take down David's comment, even though I told him I wasn't going to do it. We need to see the ways to donate. Well, did I do that? There we go. There's the ways to donate. If you want to donate, can we throw up the QR code, Bob? We haven't done that often, but that's another option.
We can throw.
I think it'll go over one of the Arby's logos, but they got a lot of them up there, so they won't mind. There's the QR code. That is linked to the Bolin Services Incorporated account. That is a PayPal 501c3 account set up especially for 501c3 not-for-profit organizations. Broke-ass Barkley throws up in his mouth every time he hears me say that because he's so smart. He's the Harvard grad. By the way, I wrote him today and asked him how he feels that Harvard is punking out Trump. His two bitches are going at each other. So, there we go. There it is. Woo! I've never felt so good about $3 in my life that I got Dave Martinez. He stands out on a picket line refusing to get a membership. And David has come through. I guess Barkley just went over 91 yards. So, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No, that is a Bolin Extreme membership.
Oh, that's an extreme. Oh, shit. There you go.
So
well,
now
goddamn.
you got to be nice to you once a week.
Now I got to talk to this motherfucker once a month? Shit. Can we reduce his membership?
Can we refund his membership?
David, I appreciate it. And once a month, if you get a Facebook Messenger account, because for obvious reasons, I don't give out my fucking phone number. Because I've done that before, and that was a mistake. Trolls all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, England, that now live in Ohio, love to call my phone and act like I didn't know who they were. They thought they could change. Oh, God, never mind. Well, all right, man. Thank you much. Appreciate that, David. Yeah, Barkley apparently rushed for about 400 yards, Bob. I got bad news for you.
Broke-ass Barkley, apparently.
Broke-ass Barkley. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. And now, membership money, we do not get till the 21st of the month. Any donations that are made in here, the $5 and $10 donations that come in here, we get those on a. I am a top guy. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. He's a top guy. There we go. I appreciate that.
Now you could have gotten that Ultimate Supreme Bowl, and then you can actually come on the show.
Now the Ultimate Supreme, if you get that, you get to come on the show once a month for the whole show. And but that one's $100, right?
No,
or is it more than that?
$500.
My bad. Let's lower that to $250. When we get to let's lower that to $250. It ain't gonna do any. It ain't gonna make any difference.
It's not gonna change a whole lot.
I mean, maybe Scaramucci would get one, so he can come on the show. Oh, that's right. We let him on anyway, don't we? Scaramucci, every time he appears on the show, costs him $1,000. So he would see that as a bargain. He'd save $750 a pop if he did that.
There you go.
So, no, in all transparency, Scaramucci's office referred him not to make any more large donations to us until we got a 501c3. I said, well, we're going to have to kiss that goodbye because we were convinced $5,000 to $8,000 was going to be the overall cost through attorneys and fees and going through the government. It was like, fuck, Bob, do you know how many goddamn people we can feed for $8,000 or $5,000 or $4,000? How many people? No, we can't do that. But thanks to my friend Carrie, who worked for the government for 23 years, she said, no, Kenny, I'll get it done way cheaper than that. I said, well, what's way cheaper? Under $1,000. All right, well, it's a $1,000 investment, but it could lead us to some big people that we can't get now, like a Scaramucci. Because Scaramucci went 3 years without his office donate. I didn't even ask him because he said, Kenny, my office wants for me to make more donations. They want you to have a 501c3. I said, well, we're gonna have to kiss that fucking money goodbye. So, but thanks to Carrie, and I wrote her today thanking her for motivating me to get that, from the motivation of Anthony Scaramucci, and I'll always give him credit. We would not have this status, and I'm proud as shit of it, because there's not a lot of people that have that, especially here in Louisville, that are on my financial status, and I got 3 flags out there promoting that company, and I love it when people stop by and ask me what that flag's about, because I proudly tell them what that flag's about. And that 100% of all donations, and as Bob has figured up, probably closer to 120 to 130%. Not that Trump math of 1,500% is what you're going to save on your prescription drugs, because, it ain't that. Oh, by the way, I got to give a quick shout out here to our other sponsors. I've put over the dinner. Blaze was kind enough to give me a hat. They like for me to wear it. All right. There's the Blaze hat. This head was not made for hats, ladies and gentlemen, so look at it while you can. And they gave me the Blaze Snuggie. They've ordered me some shirts. Arby's has ordered me some shirts because they were jealous of me wearing the Jimmy John shirt the other day. And so there you go. So there's the Blaze Snuggie that's got a Pepsi Cola in it. The Blaze hat. Look at it while you can. Take your screenshots. You don't see this often.
I mean, that beautiful head of hair is not meant to be covered by.
Not meant to be covered up. I mean, real quick. I mean, we're playing the Mets tonight. Let me give you two more looks. We're playing the Mets tonight. Here's the old Cincinnati. There it is. That's the old original Johnny Bench style, because he never had the ear flap, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Bench never wore the ear flap. Pete Rose never wore the ear flap. Joe Morgan never wore the ear flap. Tony Perez, you know why? Because they didn't fucking have it then. That's why. So there was no ear flap. So that is the old original Cincinnati Reds batting cap. I've had that son-of-a-bitch for a long time. And then, thanks to my neighbor, who's a big Detroit Lions fan, he got me, and I'm so proud of this. And I lay it over my batting cap, my Cincinnati Reds City Connect. And don't ruin my ball game for me tonight, because I got to watch. We got a 3-game series with the Reds and Mets starting tonight. If we sweep the Mets, we're right back in it. We're tied for the last wild card spot. Congratulations to Bob's Rangers, because I looked not long ago. They were about 4 or 5 games under 500, and you guys are what, 2 or 3 above 500 right now?
Yeah,
that's a pretty good turnaround. That's a pretty good turnaround.
Yeah, well, we had a great couple
oh my
of
God,
games.
Bob!
And we got the Astros now, so this starting tomorrow. We got a series
Bob,
with the Astros.
Give me a screenshot. This is the first time I've ever wore the Cincinnati Reds City Connect with the Cincinnati Reds baseball shirt, and got this. Get some shit out of the way.
Flip sides here and give you the full screen.
Okay. Give me a second, and I'll screenshot my own shit.
Hey, let me do this. Let me take myself out of the shot.
Okay. Give me as big a screen as you can give me. Take the QR code down if that's possible. And I'm going to get enough of the logos in here. Well, I got to go all the way to the ways to donate, because if you're going to promote, right? If you're going to promote. All righty, I'm getting it sized up. Bear with me. Yeah, well, that's fine right there. That's fine. And then I got to do the 5, 4, 3, 2 shit. Give me a second. Smooth out my shirt. All right. City Connect. I'm going to lean in a little bit so it doesn't get fucked up too much. All right. There we go. That should be all right. And then I'll send this to Sadak. Oh, Sadak will love this. There we go. Yeah, I'll send this to John Sadak tonight on Twitter. And now if we lose, I ain't going to send it because he'll blame me. Okay, Bob, you're good. You can come back. I guess. Bob, are you there?
Yeah, I was just taking the name down to see what that looked like.
Oh, okay. All right. And what did Dave say there at the end? You once appeared on a show with a guy named... Yeah, I did. He passed away recently. He tragically... Oh, he took his own... I didn't know that. I heard he died of COVID. He committed suicide? They asked me to come on and do a tribute show with him, and we had trouble getting coordinated on that. And can I take a screenshot of us together here? Let me see if I have it sized up right.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, we're sized up. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. We're just over here blowing ourselves.
No one else will, so
might as well do each other, I guess. God damn it. And thank you so much. Top Guy Martinez is going to be his new name. You know what, David? If it'll let you change your name, I'm giving you permission to change your name to Top Guy Martinez.
He's going to be TG from the DM.
I don't know where Martinez is from. Where are you from, David? What state? You don't have to give a city or anything, but what
down low?
What state are you from? I should know because we probably covered it before, but I'm old and forget shit. And so Billy says he's good tomorrow. So if Billy comes through tomorrow, and I think he will. He said he's going to cover it when he gets off his train. And he came in here tonight, said he'd been busy. And Top Guy Martinez. And so, yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, he did tragically take his own life. I did their show about 2 or 3 times, and I wrote him today, as a matter of fact. I think he's called No Gimmicks Guy or something like that. And I wrote him today, and I'm still happy to do their show. All right, we put that over enough. So what I do, ladies and gentlemen, is I got my Cincinnati Reds batting cap, but I love the City Connect logo. That's what I need to get me, is a City Connect jersey. But if I was in charge of the design of the City Connect jersey, they would be sleeveless with red sleeves underneath, like I'm doing here. They would have mandatory knee-high pants, even though Ellie De La Cruz loves to wear them down around his ankles. Tall players like to do that. If you remember George Hendrick, he liked to wear them down to his ankles. Bake McBride of the Cardinals.
I remember Bake.
Bob going, where the hell did that name come from? Bake McBride. So I put the City Connect over the batting cap, which keeps it nice and firm. And by the way, it says Cincy right on the back of it there. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't know that unless you're following me down the street. They didn't really center that fucker up though, did they? Yeah, it's centered up. I just didn't have it centered up. So I put the City Connect hat over my batting cap because that's been seen to death. And I set it over here on top of my crown. And I'm so proud of that hat. And my neighbor gave it to me, and he couldn't have made me happier. The day he moved out, he brought that down to me and said, I've been saving that because I wanted to give you what?
He couldn't have made me happier. The day he moved out, I was so damn happy.
Well, I mean, if you talk to my other neighbors. But he was also our mailman too.
Right.
Yeah, so we.
Now, is this the guy that wanted your parking place?
Yep, that's the guy.
Okay.
And I told him, if you want it, here's the keys to my car. Move it around to the front. I ain't moving your damn car. Oh, we didn't speak to each other for about a year, and he lives 1 floor above me, and he'd come down. We just ignore each other, and he's a real long-haired hippie-looking guy. That I think he's like 29. So we had a bit of an age difference, but something happened where we eventually started getting along good again. But it was rumored that he was not very nice to his dog, and my new neighbor is as big a dog lover as I am, and she saw him do something he shouldn't have done, and she confronted him out in the yard, and then I was told about it, and then when I saw him, I said, buddy, I'm with her. Don't ever do that again. It might be your dog, but in this building, it's my dog. Because if I don't do something, now it wasn't horrible what he did, but it shouldn't have been done. And he assured me it would never happen again. Never mistreat an animal. There's no fucking need for that. They fucking don't know any different. To fucking hit a dog because it didn't do what you wanted it to do, fuck that shit. Nope. Not here. Not gonna happen. And then, trust me, my neighbor, she might have beat his ass for me because she was hot. And Jana put me over, so yeah, Jana did. Jana did do that. Top Guy Martinez wins the night. Well, no, not yet, unless he sent a donation. I mean, let me look.
No, because top guy right now tonight is Edge at $40, and TC from the NC with his 25 would be
yeah.
Now,
David Martinez has made an additional donation. He's the top guy, and maybe Barkley did not rush for all those yards because David Martinez did donate an additional $9.
There you go.
Yeah. So there. Thank you, David. So that puts us.
Thank you, David.
That gets us close to 100, right? Or a little bit over.
I think it puts us at 99, actually. So
99.
10, 20, 40, 55, 95 actually puts us at 104.
That's the math I had, so I'm better at math than you are. So that's okay. I'm not criticizing.
Well, I took my $5 fee out.
I forgot about that. Always forgetting about those fees. So no, I'm so proud of Eunice though. And that was all her idea. It was my idea to jack that fucking price up because she was trying to be extra good to the Filipino families. Well, we're going to sell them for 5 pesos. Well, how much money are you going to make? And I looked at it and I said, honey, that's under a double. And you got to work to make them.
If it costs you 3 pesos to make it,
distribute them. Yeah, you got, so I said 10 pesos is reasonable. Maybe even 15.34. You can get 3 for $1. Maybe 15 pesos each. If you got $1, you can get 3 popsicles. You got $2, you can get 6. Less than. Because the peso right now is going for what? 58? 57, 58 pesos?
58. It depends.
Something like that.
If you look at that rate, we pay a higher rate when we use like SendWave or whatever.
Exactly.
They build a fee into it.
SendWave is building in a fee, of course. They make you think they're doing it for free, but they not. What do we got on Facebook Messenger here? We got hi honey, our electricity was cut off. Well, you gave me 1 day's you gave me 1 day's notice, honey. You gave me 1 day's notice. What the fuck you want me to do? You gave me 1 day's notice and we didn't have the money, and her electric bill was $35.
It's pretty high for
Filipinos. It is.
That's pretty high
for Filipinos. It is.
What
Honey
are they
Rose
doing to get $35 electric bill?
I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. It means they got shit other people don't have, is what that means. Yeah. Either that or it was 2 months. Honey Rose loves the original pink BS logo. Can you show the original pink logo, Bob? Is it much trouble to do that?
Let's see. Do we have
Chesco loves I sent it to you because
we don't have the pink one uploaded.
I was trying to find you those original Bolin Girl logos.
We got that one. Yeah. So I'm going to show you this. I don't know. It doesn't look like you see it.
Let me come back. Okay, I'm back in the room now.
All right, so let me show you.
I would kill for a 35. Well, wouldn't we all? I just paid mine a couple of days ago, and mine was this month was $238. And that was down from $260. But this month is going to be cheaper because I turned that air off about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. I've been open windows ever since. And from what I've seen of the weather report, my air will not be back on until next June or July.
All right. So I want you to take a look at this, Kenny. This is dang on it. You've got more than 100 pictures. All right. So we're going to take down me and Oli. We're going to take down FU Oli.
Yeah, we're tired of those two Olis anyway. They do nothing to cause trouble on this show.
We're going to leave the one Oli up, but the FU Oli we'll take down.
FU, yeah. So we have more than 100 pictures loaded?
We have 100 pictures apparently.
Well,
100 pictures, videos. We have all the backgrounds. We've got like 12 backgrounds up now. If we're only going to use the logos.
Yeah, we can probably eliminate several of those backgrounds. Save one of the old school just for when we need it.
Yeah, so let me show you this. This is a new concept redesign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Let's get Dave's
I like that
comment down.
I haven't seen the redesign. I like that even better.
Yeah, so there's a little
now you just cost me more money because all the Bolin girls.
Yeah, so in fact,
redesign.
It's funny that you say that
come on, Mooch.
What I said is, it's not a problem. I'll change it up a little bit so all the Filipinos will want you to buy them the new version.
Want me to buy them another one.
You a copy of it.
They run me anywhere from $9 to $14 a shirt, and that's the shirt and the printing. So yeah, and they're promoting the company in the Philippines, and people, hey, what's that shirt about? Oh, I get free money from this old fat white guy. I get
free stuff from that guy. Yeah,
I get free shit from old fat guy in Louisville, and I tell him he's handsome, and he keeps sending me money. So
anyway, that's a new.
I've had some of them tell me I'm not so handsome, and we still send them money. Bob, I was told not to tell you the story, that it would be too much for your ego to handle, but just for the hilarity of it, and if you'll send Eunice $20, I'm going to tell you the story. And you're going to think this story's worth $20. I have a friend that lives, I think she lives in Oklahoma, and we just communicate back and forth. And my friend has had a bit of a rough life. She's had some strokes. It's fucked with her. Still a smart girl, in her 50s, maybe mid 50s, and she writes me every day. And so we communicate back and forth, and I think we video chatted once or twice. And after video chatting with her, even though she's smart, everything's still there, the strokes have slowed her up a little bit, and she addresses that when she talks to me. I used to be able to do this much better, and totally understandable. Seeing what Jerry Lawler's gone through, totally understandable. So my friend writes me, and I won't give her a name. If she wants to come in here and reveal herself, that's fine. But I sent her that great picture, Bob, of me and you, with your blonde hair, with you on the right hand side of the screen, and then I put you in the orange shirt. And I'm over there in my hair.
The Russo shirt, right?
So I send her that picture, and I've sent her a few pictures of what we're doing with the show and the revamps of the logos and everything. Right. And I send them to the sponsors and everything. Because it might help if I had the microphone closer. And so I get this message back, and I'm trying to remember all of the pictures that I've sent her. because some people do get a picture of my son. It's very few, but some do that I know ain't going to post it somewhere or just be bitches about it. So she writes me and she says, "Oh my God, your son looks dead like you." Hang in there, Bob. Your son looks dead like you. I write her back. I said, "Well, he does, but I don't remember sending you a picture of me and my son. Show me the picture I sent you." And I'm trying to imagine, shut up, Bob. I'm trying to imagine what picture I sent her of me and my son. So I get the screenshot back of the picture of my son, and it's me and you. And I'm sitting there looking at that picture. I said, okay, now I don't mean to be hurtful about this or anything, honey.
That might be me and my dad.
I don't mean to be hurtful about this or anything. And I'm going to say that to you right now, too. I don't mean to be hurtful about this, Bob. I said, take a look at his hair. Take a look at mine. And what about him makes you think that's my son? And she says, but he does look dead like you. Are you brothers? I said, no, we're not brothers. We're not brothers. My brother's a racist piece of shit asshole, and I don't associate with him anymore. I said, I'd probably rather have Bob as my brother. And I said, now take a goddamn good look at that picture. Do you really think that's my son? So now this is called backpedaling, Bob. She's already said I look like your father. I'm not even wearing a Darth Vader helmet. Right. So she writes back, oh no, honey, you're way more handsome than him. After repeatedly stating, I thought that was your son. That looks like your son. He looks dead like you. Oh, you're way more handsome than him. I told Chris the story and he's dying. I said, should I tell Bob this story? He says, no fucking way in hell you should ever tell Bob that story. Oh, he will hang that over your head till you die.
No. What I will always remember.
Swear to God. And I'll send you the screenshots of the conversation if you think I'm making any of this shit up.
I believe you. The funny
why else would I tell it?
The jelly bean story when she we said
you just told me Jelly Bean has now you told me she had a job. Jelly Bean wrote me and said I hear Auntie Jelly Bean has her own business. Does she have her own business or she got a job?
She told me she had a job.
Okay, well maybe Eunice got information the rest of us didn't get. I don't know. They communicate everything because they used to live just a few blocks from each other. I don't know if you know that or not.
There was a giant feud there for a long time.
Well, it was one of those things. Well, how much money did he send you? Well, he didn't send me that much. So, and that's a common Filipino thing. Well, if we eliminate the competition, that's more money for us, and it doesn't work that way. A lot of
jealousy.
There's I don't know if that's a Catholic thing or not, but there's a lot of it. Yeah. But no, Bob, I even I said, no, eventually I'm going to have to tell him that story. So what better than that cost you $20, by the way, though. It's a $20 story. Oh. But you're building a business. And remember, Bob, over here at this show, we're a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. We run it on every, so it's totally, you can take that $20 off your taxes, Bob.
We're building, we're in the empire building business. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're in. Oh, do you have the picture to where my television looks like it might be 120 inches? Because I have sent it to people going, well, that's where all our money's going. You bought 100. Those are $20,000. If you shoot the camera at the side, it literally makes it look like, I think I told somebody it's a 102-inch TV. It looks bigger than that. It looks like it's about 120 or 130-inch television. I know it's in it, but I want to show that. So I can reveal to the people, it's the same goddamn TV that I've got now. And a 77-inch that insurance bought for me almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years November. And it cost me $90 out of pocket. Insurance paid for so it's a $90 TV out of my pocket. But if you shoot it from the side, I swear to God, it looks at least 120 to 130 inches wide. So if Bob has that picture... I want you all to see.
I'd have to go dig through it and find it.
All right, we'll show it. What is today? Thursday? If we do a show Saturday, I might show it. A big game coming up for me. I will be amped up, ready, wearing. I don't know if I'm going to wear Louisville or Miami. I don't know, but Louisville, Miami, October 17th. Oh, did you get my message from Eric Watt, son of Bill Watt? Yeah, coming in. We're gonna meet up for lunch and or dinner while he's here, and he's coming in fresh off the Boston College game to come in here for a game here. It's called the alumni game. Yeah, he told me he'll do he told me he'll do the show.
Yeah, that was a good show. We had him on. It was pretty interesting.
Disco Inferno wrote me today and gave me his days off, and we're going to try and coordinate him and Mr. Cena to do a show together. Disco and Cena. Yeah,
there you go. So this is the little bit with the background, so you could see the
a
little bit of
I like that. That looks good. The revamped logo there.
Yeah. So
and did you ever show the original logo that Chris came up with?
No, I did not.
Oh, I thought you did. I
didn't. Well, I put the one that we have.
I think we already have. Yeah, well, there it is. That's the one. So the one in the corner is the original Bolin Services logo, survival program, all that. It's all in there. That was the original logo, and the orange one with the black it was a black logo on an orange shirt, and that's what they were wearing on TV. I said, why didn't you fucking wear black shirts with orange logos? He said, we didn't think about it. So, but originally on TV, they wore orange shirts with black logos, and Chris came up with that. So we're having dinner the other night at Arby's. We had our corporate meeting over there a little while back. No, in Arby's, it was Blaze. And he points out to me, he says, do you realize we've gotten more mileage out of that logo than the company that made it? And the original company that made that logo, it used to be a BR, Battle Royale. Mm-hmm. And I said, you're probably right, because we've been shoving that logo down everybody's throat since probably Christopher's first year in OVW, so 05, 06, something like that, probably 06. Mm-hmm. And we've been shoving that logo down their throat since then. And now it's the not-for-profit logo, so everybody that I ask for money sees that logo. Our click button, our donation button's got that logo. PayPal, that's the logo, and it hangs on my porch. Anybody that walks by my street or drives by, you can't help but see the logo because it's on 3 banners hanging out in front of my property. So he's right. We've gotten way more use out of that logo. And here's the thing. They are notorious at filing copyright strikes on people that use that logo. So either they like us or because we've used the S instead of the R. But if anybody uses any variation of their logo, they have been notorious for filing copyrights against them, and they've never once said a word to us. So, but we are big fans of the movie, especially my son. So, but that is the original logo. Bob, one more time, the revamped logo. Filipino girls, wait for Scaramucci to see what he's going to do, and we will try to get a few of you those shirts, and especially if you're a new Bolin girl, if you've never had one.
And if you are an American and you want to spend some money, we'll get that up in our merchandise store.
Yeah. Now, if you're an American, Jazzy Jana, do you have one of those shirts yet, Jazzy Jana from Louisiana? Jazzy Jana, by the way, does not like the LSU Tigers. She says they're racist. I said, well, what conference did they play in? Yeah. Bob, what conference did the Texas Longhorns play in?
They play in the Sucks Extremely Conference.
Let's see. Wear a split shirt with both teams on it.
So there was a he's not with the Rangers anymore, but there was a first baseman for the Rangers, and his brother plays for Tampa Bay, the Rays. And when Tampa and the Rangers would play, the mom literally wore a jersey that was
split
Rangers on one side and Tampa on the other side.
What else do you do? I mean, is that amazing that 2 brothers make Major League Baseball and play on opposing teams?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure it's happened, but boy, genetics? What genetics?
The DiMaggio brothers used to play, but most of that.
Well, there's Jolton Joe. What was his brother's name?
They had Dom DiMaggio and I think Vic DiMaggio was.
I got one for you. Do you remember a team who had brothers that all played in the outfield at one time?
Was that Matty Alou,
Felipe, and I forgot the other one. And I don't remember if they did it for the Cubs. I don't remember if they did it for the Cubs or Cardinals.
Giants. I don't think they played for the Giants.
Well, you know what? We've been here this long. Let's look it up.
All right.
Maybe it was a Giant, but in my mind, I had them playing for either the Cardinals or the Cubs, but maybe you're right.
Lou brothers, same outfield. They all played the same outfield 3 times for the Giants in 1963.
Okay.
But they never started together, but they did all end up in the game at the same time.
In the game. Well, how do you not start them? To stardom. God damn.
Jesus Olu was
find 5 more Olus and let's get them set up.
Felipe, Mateo, and Jesus Olu. So Matty Olu.
Jesus. Jesus Olu, Matty Olu, and Felipe. Okay, there you go. I forgot. Matty was who I forgot.
Right. Jesus was one I forgot. So.
Well, I knew Jambi was going to be hitting the buzzer button, wanting her shirt. Jazzy, Jambi, you don't have one, do you? By the way, I shouldn't reveal this, but my son has a favorite Filipino, and it's because of Jambi, damn it. How's Jambi, damn it? And I told him I got a snitch in the Philippines. had to get her snitch money. Snitches get stitches and their electric bill paid. And so thank you, Jambi. Jambi, we will see what we can do. Now, you got to let me get with Scaramucci next week or maybe the week after when he gets back from Hong Kong. And when we get some real money coming in, we'll see what we can do. Because right now, food is priority over T-shirts. I'm sure everybody understands that. But when we get some real money coming in, we will look into getting those shirts. Jazzy, better get you she does have the Bolin Woman shirt. She's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Jazzy's got, and there's not a lot of them. And Mylene has I'm a Bolin Woman. Mm-hmm. Mylene's got, and she's got the only Bolin Kid shirt. So yeah, so feel free to throw that up in the merchandise store. I forgot we had a merchandise store. I don't know if we've got any money owed to us fans. Well, a lot of times I forget to look and see if we're owed any money. I looked once and they owed us like $137 and I didn't even know it. So that was found money that I wasn't looking for. Yeah. But we don't promote the store much anymore, so it probably wouldn't hurt to put a link up or something. But what do you think's going on with 10,000 subscribers and any more? If we get 25 live viewers, it's a fucking miracle. What is going on? Because there's some shitty podcasts out there with shitty sound, shitty visuals, shitty quality that talk bullshit and not live. And or is it going live that hurts us? Because I'm not changing that. I like doing live shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of it is the going live. Some of it I think a lot of folks will do a show.
Well, it does not count. It does not count our live views anyway. And everybody says the way to trigger the algorithms is to put up those short 3-minute to 12-minute videos, appeal to the people's attention span. And I've had a lot of people write me and tell me that. I said, well, that means Bob's got to sit, because I can't do it. Bob's got to sit there and make a bunch of fucking short videos.
Not going to happen.
But remember, JJ was doing it, and it didn't seem to help. Arwood was making all those shorts, and it didn't seem to help us one bit.
No.
So, but we do talk about a lot of shit that Google doesn't like for you to talk about. YouTube doesn't like for you to talk about. Don't criticize the president. But Jimmy does it. But then again, Jimmy bought over 300,000 subscribers. 200. Because in one day, he went from 100,000 to 300,000. And that only happens one way. Somebody bought him. If you do that in a day and he didn't promote it. Now, when we went up from 5 to 10, we promoted the fuck out of it. And I was basically begging people all over the place to subscribe. And I guarantee you, I sent that to, in mass emails and everything, I guarantee you that got sent out to probably 20 or 30,000 people between Google and all the sources I had where I'd click send all, and especially on Google. And out of 30,000 people, about 5,000 people subscribed. So I thought it'd be more than that. I thought I asked them to do it. How big of a fucking deal is it to go over and click subscribe? But that 5,000 out of 30,000 people that I've got in my Google emails did that. So what do you do? Because people thought I bought them. And I'm going, yeah, I'm going to drop money on fucking subscribers that aren't going to make me any money. That's a great idea.
We were actually accused of that by certain people.
Certain people did that. Yeah, I remember those people. I think his name was Michael. Something like that.
We're not going to comment on that.
Somebody that doesn't have much money that went to Harvard.
I don't believe it was ever Michael that said anything like that. But
he did.
Might have been.
He actually did.
Did
he? Yeah. I got sent a clip of the podcast where he was bitching about how many subscribers we had because it was way more than him. And he's got all those video gamers and everybody. No, I saw the clip of him bitching and claiming that we bought them. He obviously does not know me very well, or you. So now Bob might have been able to afford to buy them, but I assure you, he didn't.
I ain't spending money on that. No.
And whether I can afford it or not, I wouldn't. So there we go. All right. Well, we gave you an hour and 41 minutes on a night that Bob and I want to watch some football. So, and according to Billy Sellers, we're going to see a good game. So let's do that. And thanks for all the support tonight, especially you, David Martinez, for your maximum membership. You're the top guy in here now, membership-wise. $9 donation to put us to 104 for tonight. Y'all got a lot of show for $104. I'll give you that. Yeah. And to get to look at this logo and Bob and I crossfiring each other. Give me one of these. Give me one of these, Bob. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Right there. Neither of us can screenshot it, but I can go back and watch the show later and screenshot it because that's the end of the show. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. We've hauled and gnashed this thing. We've hauled and we do not have a director when both of us are pointing at each other. We don't got one.
No. You do it.
We don't got one. What's that? Me do it? Fuck.
Hold on. I got it. 3, 2, 1, end stream. Goodbye. We're out.